Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time reminds me of the old kind of first videos on this channel kind of vibe, and it got me kind of happy thinking about it. And I haven't told this one yet, so I thought I would talk about it. And I hope you do enjoy it. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's just jump into it. So today's story time all takes place back in 2014. I was pretty young in this story time. I was definitely still a kid. Probably too young to be doing what I was doing in this story. Definitely too young to be doing what I was doing in this story. And if you are a kid watching this, actually, if you're just anybody watching this, you could be an adult too. Just don't repeat what you hear in these stories, because you get yourself in some trouble doing that. Anyway, today's story time all takes place in 2014. I was 16 years old. I was definitely at my peak kind of misbehaving teenager phase. You all know what I mean. And I had this group of friends at the time, and it mainly consisted of three people. I would say mainly it was just my friend Adam, Dylan, and Justin. Okay, those were my three go-to friends. And on this day, I was hanging out with my friend Justin. We were just driving around our city. Like, we had just gotten some food. We got Taco Bell. We were eating it in the car, riding around, listening to music, just doing stupid teenager shit. He had just gotten his license, so we're just blaring music, driving around, and munching on Taco Bell. And that was peak life back then. Like, literally, now if I drive around eating Taco Bell in the car, I just feel like a depressed slob, okay? But at 16, that was like everything I wanted in life, all right? Just chilling in the car with my friend, munching on garbage, listening to music, right? And Justin had this idea while we were driving around. He's like, yo, I haven't smoked in my car yet. You down? And I was like, dude, I'm never going to turn down weed, of course. And he's like, all right, bet. So we pull off into this random apartment complex. I had never seen it before. It kind of looked abandoned, to be honest. Not a lot of cars were there. There was two other cars in the lot. The building looked really run down. So it looked like the perfect spot to smoke because, probably wasn't very monitored. And at this time, weed was very much still illegal in New York where I lived. It was not decriminalized yet or legal for medical use or whatever, right? So we were sitting there in this parking lot, and Justin was rolling up a joint because he wanted to smoke a joint, and it was his weed, so I was completely fine with that. We could smoke it however he wanted to. And yeah, essentially Justin had this magazine on his lap, and he was rolling up this joint, and he rolls it up after about 5-10 minutes, and we light it up, and we take a few hits of it. We're just listening to music. We had Kid Cudi playing. It was a just great time, right? And all of a sudden, I see a car pass by us in the rearview mirror. I didn't think much of it. Figured it was someone that lived at the building or somebody that worked there. I don't know, right? I just figured it was someone that had some business at the building. And the car passed. Didn't really think anything of it. Justin didn't even see it because he was distracted. He was reading the magazine that he was rolling the joint on a few minutes ago. And, we're just chilling, right? Well, then I see the same car coming back. Out of the corner of my eye, I see that same car. After it had just passed, it turned around and it was coming back. And I look to my right to get a good look at it. And I realize it's a fucking cop car. It is a cop car. And I look over at Justin, and I immediately turn the music down to 0. And I'm like, yo, cop, yo, cop behind us, cop behind us. And the cop pulls up right behind us, and he's boxing us into the parking spot. He's right behind us, but he's not pulling in. And he stops right behind us, so we can't pull out. And he gets out of his car, and I am shitting myself. And so is Justin, because we have a joint lit. It was still in my hand, so immediately I put it out on my shoe while he's walking up to the car, and I throw it on the ground because I had no other choice. I had to act quick. And the car's full of smoke, and we're just fucked. We just knew that we were fucked. So the cop walks up to Justin's window, taps on it, and Justin rolls down the window, and I wish you guys could have seen the smoke that poured out the window when he rolled the window down into the cop's face. And the minute the smoke hits his eyes, he's like, whoa. All right, so I think I don't need to ask if you guys have been smoking weed. I think we all know the answer to that one. And we just kind of awkwardly laughed. And he goes, no, seriously, where's the weed at? And he got real serious when he said that. So I thought we were fucked. I thought we were going to get arrested or something. And Justin looks at me and he goes, just give it to him, man. I'm like, okay. So I reach down, I pick up the joint, the roach, and I hand it to him. And Justin hands the roach to the cop. And the cop goes, this is all you got? Just this little roach? That's all you guys were smoking? And we're like, yep. And that was the truth. That was the last of the weed that was in Justin's car. It was his weed, and he rolled the last of it into that joint. Mine was back in my house, so I didn't have any. So anyway, after we told the cop that that was all we had, the cop just looks at it for a second and then just flicks it onto the sidewalk and goes, listen, we got a call from one of the people that lived here, said that there was a car out front blasting music, smoking pot. They could smell it. So it must have been pretty obnoxious. So yeah, I'm just here to tell you guys to get moving. If I got to come back, I got to give you a ticket. So get moving. They're like, okay. And the cop just turned around, went back to his car, drove off. We put that shit in drive so fast. And the funniest part of the story is right here, okay? So as we're pulling out of the parking spot we were in, that we were smoking in and, just chilling at, I look out the window, the passenger side window, as we're about to drive away, and the blinds of one of the apartment windows opens up, and some old lady, probably like 80 years old, looks at us and just throws us the finger as we're driving away. And I'm like, yo, that lady's flipping us off. And Justin's like, what the fuck? Why? And then I realized, I'm like, oh, she's the one that called the cops for sure. And I guarantee it. Like, literally, she was right in front of the parking spot. That's where her window was. So she probably could hear the music, and she probably opened the window and could smell the weed. And yeah, I don't know. It was probably pretty obvious. And she's probably the one that called the cops. Actually, I'm 99.9% sure she is the one that called the cops. So yeah, sorry, old lady, if you're watching this. Well, that wasn't 2014. She's probably not alive still. Actually, modern medicine's even better than it was then. She could very much still be alive at 90-something. Who knows? I hope she is. I hope she's thriving. I hope she's still at that same apartment, calling the cops on every teenager that smokes weed in front of her place. Anyway, yeah, I essentially learned a valuable lesson on this day. If me and my friend are going to smoke weed, we probably shouldn't blast music in a public area and be super obnoxious about it. So yeah, from that point forward, every time we had any kind of smoke session, we kept the music down, did it in a place a little bit more privately, and things were a lot better after that. But yeah, like, that cop was surprisingly really chill. He could have been a huge douchebag, and a lot of them were back then because weed was very illegal, and he was really chill about it and didn't really give us a hard time. So shout out to that cop. He was definitely a very chill one. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace out.